What it is, what it do? You tune into the Jose Morales podcast, season 3. We're back in the boxing ring with episode number 9. This episode, we're going to be talking about enthusiasm. And this is something that is very, very important. And I was thinking about it today, literally, on the way to the gym. I'm like, you know what? It came to me. I have to make this episode. I'm pretty much freestyling it, and I think this is gonna be off the chain, and you guys are gonna gain so much from it. So before we get into it, I want you to make sure subscribe, like, review, share it, and give me some feedback, man. I got you guys listening. Shout out to my guy Stan. Who else? Angela, Purple Rain out in San Jose. A few people just send me messages, Anais, and just let me know they listen and what they took from the episode. If it was horrible, if it was great. Everything's been positive so bad. So all my feedback has been positive so far. So, and the reason why I tell you to let me know how it was and all that, it's just sometimes that reassurance or knowing that you're not just speaking to nobody, there's people that are gaining from it or listening to it, it just feels good. And obviously I look at the statistics and I see that people are listening, but to know that if you actually gain something that it changed your day, not that you just listen to it, but the fact that you gain something from it, it pumps me up. And it's like, damn, hell yeah. Because that is actually my goal with this. You know, my goal is to make sure I bring a little knowledge to you and help you in one way or another. So like every other episode, I always start with a update. And there's a couple updates that I would like to talk about, but one that it was very interesting to me, and I haven't talked about this, but a while back I had one of my good friends, actually two people. It was her birthday and we went, and her name is Kristen Cortez, which is L'Oreal's good friend. L'Oreal, her daughter and my son go to school together, and when I went to her birthday party, I interacted with them. We have actually a few mutual friends, but the reason why I want to bring this up, this was actually the first time I actually talked to both Kristen's husband and L'Oreal's husband. And they're great dudes, man. Not that I never thought they weren't, but I gained so much from talking to them. I was talking to Greg, and man, Greg, which is L'Oreal's husband, no dude has a great story of how he built his business. Started with the Air Force, everything he gained and everything he did himself. He worked himself for it. Congratulations to him, by the way, and his family for that. But when I was talking to him, I was sitting there talking to him, and I was with Brandon, which is actually Kelly's boyfriend. And it was us three sitting outside and we're talking. And it's crazy when we were talking, Greg mentions the Air Force, because he was in the Air Force. And when he mentions the military, Brandon you could tell you just got Brandon's attention as soon as he heard military. And just how little things like that, just boom, you got full attention. From there, he starts talking about his business, how he grew his business, how he takes care of his people and his plans for his business and everything. And that is, I feel like that's kind of like my goal with this podcast. You know, I may share one thing or another, and it may not be that huge to you, or you may get something, but you may be sharing it with somebody else that can make a big difference to them. Also, talking to Kristen's husband motivated me to make my days a little different. I was talking to Kristen's husband, and he wakes up at like 2, 3 in the morning. I wake up early, so I start my day at 3 a.m., but I talk to this guy. He's got to be in the Bay Area by 4 or 5 a.m. and he lives out here. I'm like, God damn. And he's telling me about his day and all things he does and the time he gets home and the kind of work he does and how hard work, like labor it is and all this. I'm like, wow. And to me, I'm looking at it, I'm listening to this, I'm like admiring his work ethic. I'm like, man, I can go so much harder. So he inspired me to do more throughout my day. And by doing more, it's just being more productive. Not that I wasn't being productive before, but it's just that I could be a whole lot more productive. Meaning if I worked for 10 hours, now I'm working 13 hours. If I was working 13 hours, now I'm like, you know what, let's work at fucking 15 hours. And And there's a way, like, everyone could look at different conversations with somebody, and you could look at it in a way that you want to argue with the person, you want to gain something from them, you want to get inspired by the person, or you can be like, oh, I'm cocky, I'm too good for this person. Every conversation you have with somebody, your perspective on that conversation can change depending on how you want to take it. And with me talking to him, I was just admiring his work ethic. And I was like, you know what? I need to step my game up. So thank you to Luis for the conversation. Thank you for Greg, L'Oreal, Kristen for inviting us to your birthday party. And both you ladies, you guys be busting their ass when they're here. They're here working out at 5:30 a.m. Regardless if they're drunk, hungover, half asleep, they're here and they're busting their ass. So shout out to them. And now back to the episode. Before we get started, I definitely want to give a shout out to Matt Boudreau on the previous episode. He touched up a lot of the points that we've been talking about on all the previous episodes, finding purpose, the confidence and how you get into and just going out there and learning from experiences. So he was a real life testimony to everything we talked about, and also something that I'm going to talk about today, the enthusiasm. He experienced that when he said that he met with the Mark, I believe his name was, with the 24-hour fitness, and all that happened from him being a good person and how he approaches work. That kind of falls into what I'm talking about today. So if you have not checked out that episode with Matt, the previous episode 8, tune in. I guarantee you will not be disappointed, man. The guy brought some fire. Great stuff in that episode. And now with the subject for today, enthusiasm. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is I feel like you can gain so much from this, as far as something that it literally costs nothing. The way you talk, the way you approach anything, the way you simply present something to your friend, your wife, maybe your potential customer, the energy you bring, the way you talk about it can very much define how that relationship is gonna go. It's either gonna go good or bad, great, awesome, okay, but it starts off with the presentation, and the presentation is the delivery you're gonna bring when you're talking about it. So some of you guys are like, what are you talking about exactly, Jose? So some of you may or may not know, if you listened to my previous season, I think it was in season 1 when I talked about the gym and how everything came about. At the very beginning, this gym was offered to my cousin and I. It wasn't just offered to me. So it wasn't like, hey, Jose, this is for you. And I think the reason why it was offered to both of us, it was because, this is again my opinion, I think it was offered to both of us because maybe they didn't think I would be able to do it alone, or I would be willing to take it alone. And having my cousin there would be that comfort for me of, oh, my cousin's here, I would do it because he's doing it with me. And my cousin worked here, not as a trainer, but he actually worked in the front desk, and he was here in the same facility here in Roseville, and he was in charge of the front desk, answering phones, signing new people. And when we went through the whole process and I explained to my cousin everything that we were gonna do, and we talked about the plans and my plans, because like I said, I've been wanting a boxing gym for a long time. And I was pumped up. Like, I was like, let's go. Like, this is fucking finally here. I'm ready to do this. And as I was talking to my cousin had this concern. He was like, I worked there for a year. Roseville is actually a really tough place. That gym is really hard to get people through those doors. And then if you do get them, it's very hard to get them to sign up, to want to box, to keep them there. All these things that are very hard to do. And when he said that to me, it got in my head for a split second. It didn't get to my head that much for a split second, because I was like, hold on, this guy actually worked in the front desk. I was just a trainer, so I'm like, let me hear what he had to say. And he explained to me that he probably worked here for a year, and he was like, man, if I signed up 5 people within a year, maybe that's a lot. Like, he's like, we didn't sign people up on a daily basis. It was tough. And I agree with him because there was a lot of people that told me, Roseville's a tough location where it's located. We're in the middle of nowhere. And, prior to social media, I think a big thing that people looked at in a business was the location. Are you going to be in traffic? Which I think now is the complete opposite. You don't want to be in traffic because you don't want people to see you if you're open when you're not supposed to be open. But when he explained to me this, I asked him, well, tell me what you did or how you presented boxing to these people. When they went to sign up, how did you present boxing to them? And then he gave me the whole spiel. Oh, well, you come in, you're gonna get a great workout, so you're gonna learn the basics of boxing, and it's gonna cost this much, da 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 da. That's what he told me. I'm like, that's what you told the person about boxing? This is what you told them about signing up to your business, to your gym? That's the best you can do? I'm like, shit, I love boxing and I don't wanna sign up the way you said it like that. Like, I myself don't even wanna be a part of that. Not because it's that bad, it's just because you presented it to me. The presentation was depressing. Shit, I don't wanna be a part of that. And then he kind of looked at me, I'm like, look, man, when you talk about whatever it is that you're doing, and this is what I'm talking about, enthusiasm, you have to be pumped up, energetic about it. You gotta be like, yo, this is the best fucking da-da-da-da-da, whatever it is that you're doing. Anytime I bring up a restaurant, anytime I do anything for the first time, and I'm bringing somebody along for the first time, and my family and anyone close to me will vouch for me, I always talk about it like it's the greatest shit on fucking earth. Like, we're gonna go eat tacos, motherfucker, you're about to have the best tacos you've ever had, guarantee you. Fire tacos. Like, man, they make it right in front of you, right outside. This shit is fucking popping. You got dogs walking in the street. Like, they don't get more realer than this. Like, this is the best fucking tacos. Like, I blow it up out of proportion. Like, see how pumped up I'm talking about tacos right now. But this is being enthusiastic about what you are selling, what you are doing. Anything that has to do with you has to be that way. How are you gonna get this person to want to be a part of something that sounds boring as fuck? So that's what I explained to him. I explained them being a part of boxing, but in a much greater and more pumped up way. I explained how exciting it would be for them to be a part of this, the great things of the community that we're providing here, the great things that you gain from not only being, obviously you're gonna work out, obviously you're gonna burn calories, but what else are you gonna provide, or what else do we provide besides that? This is what has to come out with your energy, the way you talk, the way you walk. The reason why I think this is so good too, as far as the obvious, the generating sales, getting people to want to be, join or if you're a photographer, a videographer, or whatever it is that you do, and seeing the difference of energy that you're gonna bring to the table. But when someone sees you do that good, and they not only see you do good, but they see how happy you are, how energetic you are about what you do daily on the daily basis, not only does this generate sales and income for your business, but it also generates a team. Now, all these people wanna be a part of Jose. All these people wanna go to the gym and eat tacos with Jose afterwards, and they wanna do this and they wanna do that. Why? Because damn, he sounds fucking pumped up when he talks. Look, he sounds like it's the best fucking thing since sliced bread. And not only are you gonna have more people that are gonna wanna become a part of your vision, your dream, but also you are making a change. Now these people, this is what really separates you from X and O businesses down the street. Some of you guys may ask, how are you enthusiastic as an introvert? Like, if you're an introvert, you're all quiet and you're all shy and you're not that kind of person to talk and be pumped up about it. You don't actually have to, like, if you're a quiet person, I think it'd be kind of weird if you go from being quiet to, hey, fucking, like, what the fuck happened to this guy? Definitely don't do that. But maybe express be who you are. How are you when you're excited about something? I'm pretty sure a quiet person, a shy person, a person that's not outgoing has a way to show excitement. Everyone has a different way to show excitement. Somebody is probably all like antsy, or you're not talking, but you're just like up and going, or you can't sleep because you're excited that the next day this is gonna pop off. Someone around you will feed off of that. It's like, damn, why is this fucking guy always ready to go to boxing? Why is this guy is all pumped up to go get tacos? What about this taco place is so fucking bomb that he's so pumped up about it? Or showing through visual, through cameras, through pictures, through videos, your enthusiasm through that. Look at this bomb ass fucking taco I had last week, or this dope ass fucking da-da-da, through pictures and videos, not necessarily actually talking about it. But you can either show it with your emotions of how you act and all that, or you can show it through an actual picture, through an actual experience that they can live through without having to listen to you explain it. All right, now to the review. Anytime that has anything with you, it doesn't have to be you selling something in general, any experience that's gotta do with you. If they're gonna experience riding a bike for their first time, have an energy, have a smile, have a picture, have a video of why anything that has to do with you is gonna be great. Anything. Thank you again so much for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you gained something from it. And I hope you get pumped up, and you're probably all pumped up for the rest of the day, and everybody's like, why are you so pumped up? Why, check this out. I got this fucking podcast that I listened to that made me this happy. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe, like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Hope you have a killer Monday. I will see you guys on the following Monday with a new episode. I'm going to have Danny Maya on the podcast. Danny Maya is the owner of Maya Mexican Cuisine, probably my favorite. Look, there I go, pumping up what I do. But no joke, one of my favorite places to eat. But if I'm eating Mexican food and I have people in town and I'm ready to go out and I want to have a cool little place that's different, unique, good environment, good alcoholic drinks for the people around me, not for me, and have a good place, I always take them to Maya in Sacramento. No joke. I'm not even lying. That's 100% true. And just the story behind how they built their business, how it started from a taco truck, a food truck, to a full-on restaurant, and now to open their second one in Atlanta. I fucking love their story, and I'm excited to bring this story to you guys next Monday. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I am out. Deuces.